Hello, 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 all of my witches. This is High Priestess Jamila. I do apologize, but I can't be here long, so I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. Um, Today is Monday, is it the 11th? Yep, today is Monday, October the 11th. I trust that you guys are getting into my circle for Halloween or Samhain. Make sure that y'all get in either on the website, through Cashapp, Venmo, or Zelle. Okay. So I want to talk to y'all about something. And we're not necessarily talking about racism, even though we know that racism does play a part in it. When it comes to us witches, it doesn't matter what race we are. Um, Nobody's delusional. Everybody knows that all races of women, in particular witches and men, okay, I'm not going to forget about my men. My men go through a great deal of oppression as well, no matter what race you are, okay? But I did something with magic, which was broke generational strongholds that were more so connected to other people outside of my family because all of the women in my family bought houses. All of the women in my family were extremely successful in their careers. Um, and it just is what it is, okay? Um, why the oppressor lies? Why is the oppressors the people that are trying to either oppress another race or oppress witches? I think it's more so about witches versus non-witches, who are people that probably are afraid of witchcraft, probably don't believe in it, don't really know the power of it, even though they may have benefited from it, which is why I warned about not doing that. Um, why do they feel the need to lie? In particular, about you breaking negative cycles of poverty. Okay. The reason why they want to lie, and I'm going to tell y'all why they lie on me, it is because they want to steal from me. They want to pretend to be me. They want to try to speak things into existence that don't exist, or either they're just liars, they're frauds. Um, when I was able to prepare myself so that I could manifest a home for my children, even a husband, okay, even a husband, because the oppressor wants to take everything from you. They want to block you from certain avenues. They want to block you from having a long and happy and fulfilling life. They do. They want to block that. But for me, because the success already happened, I was able to break the cycles of poverty in 2018, actually in 2017, where I earned, well, considering that I have 4 children, would still put me below the poverty line. But for me, the reason why people lie on me is because they don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to have any hope in life or in witchcraft. They don't want you to know how powerful witchcraft is and how it lifted me up out of that. And how, to me, it's the only way. because there was a lot of strongholds on me, not even really by my parents, but by other people in my life that I'm not going to mention, that were close to me. Okay. So they lie and they lie and they lie and they lie and they lie. Oh, she's on Section 8. I wish, honey, especially right now. I told y'all now, it's hard out here for a witch when you're trying to make the money for the rent. Okay. Hello, chat. Hello. So the reason why is because number one, they don't want you to know the truth about witchcraft, about how witchcraft has saved people's lives before, how knowing witchcraft has removed curses off of people that was possibly meant to kill them, make them sick, or destroy them. I mean, looking at the world that we live in today, what the hell could it hurt? It's not, honestly, with them doing witchcraft on everybody, everybody. So, that's why they lie. And then also, they don't want you to get the generational hex removers because they're with the oppressor. um when they first reprimanded the witches, they stole our land. They stole from us. And so they're still with these horrible oppressive energies that don't want to give us credit. They don't want to give you recognition for your successes. Give it to yourself. Hey, I give it to myself. I do a crown of success ritual on myself every once in a while so I can hold on to it, because they will do it. And it's also jealousy, petty, petty, petty jealousy. Lilith gives us freedom overall from any source of oppression. These are facts. And then as well as other deities, okay, besides Lilith. They don't want to see me get nowhere. All of a sudden, because I don't want to be friends with you anymore, or I don't want to let you use me and take from me and just constantly trying to pretend to be cool with me, but they, so it's like, oh, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make it look as though you have not broken the cycles in your life. And see, this is going to happen on your spiritual journey. It is. It's going to happen on your spiritual journey because I swear to you, I mean, I've even shown proof that I'm not on any kind of assistance. I wish I was right now. Shoot. Especially when my mother passed. That was horrible. That was hard for me to go through, but I had to push through it. If it were not for witchcraft, I wouldn't have. And it wasn't, if it were not for my knowledge of witchcraft, not just witchcraft, but my knowledge of it. And my knowledge base is constantly growing. So when you have enemies that are trying to like throw shade at you or overshadow your success, just laugh at them. That's what I do. I just laugh at you. It's hilarious. I wish I would get upset about something. Why waste time? Why waste time even getting yourself worked up over some crap like that? Like it's kind of like I'm a responsible adult. I know while I was shelling out hundreds of dollars for bills this weekend and doing my thing, I mean, what, you need to see my bank statement? Because my bank statement stayed with a lot of activity on it. So they want to take that away from you. They want to make it seem, but see, this is where it's dangerous for these people. It's dangerous for those people to try to interfere with other people. So let me tell y'all something. This is one of the reasons why I don't worry. I don't stress at all, because I already know that my spirits are going to do what they do. Oh, I'm going to try to roll back your success. Well, you don't have the power to do that. Oh, well, and then I'm going to repeat it over and over again. Look at how disgusting those types of people are. To imagine somebody so disgusting that they would try to force children to live in poverty. You think God gonna let them get away with that? You think God gonna ever let somebody get away with that? Those are just big facts. Okay. Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna keep on growing and I'm gonna keep on being successful. And eventually my children will be visiting me at a probably a 6 bedroom. That's all I need, about 6 bedrooms. I might get it built from the ground up. Farmhouse, like a farm style house. I like old fashioned style houses. I don't, like the house in Practical Magic. Oh yeah. I would love to recreate that house next to a lake. And do the damn thing. Like, you're not gonna take that away from my children. That's already been promised to me. What are you doing? And at the same time, you're lying and you're bearing false witness. And sometimes, the devil may make you do it, and the devil might make these people come and tell a lie. But when you're telling a lie over and over again, oh, it just magnifies your karma, baby. So I'm not worried about it. Hey, feminine logic said, I know this is off topic, but could you tell us what they are really trying to do with this? Oh, I'm not going to say that word. I believe that it is deeper than COVID-19. Sure. Just how do I comment on that without getting deemed? It's all about your crown chakra. Yeah, we cracked the code of that a long time ago. It's the crown chakra that needs to either be healed, cleared, third eye, going down into the third eye, because your crown is going to affect your third eye. Your root is going to affect your sacral, which is, they're right next to each other. And those are very important chakras. Although all of them are. And so it's all about your consciousness. It's all about your belief in what you believe in, baby. That's what that's about. So if you somebody that believes that it's too deep to get into it. That's all I can do is touch the surface. The rest of it I can't even tell you. You just have to get it from your spirits. And then also, here's another thing about it. It's certain stuff we can't discuss publicly out here. Oh yeah. And you know what? Notice that it's B. Like, that's just so crazy. But see, they know that we have sovereignty from that. And so you're able to make a choice. The question is, how strong are you to stand in your choices, and how strong are you in your convictions? So if your instincts are telling you to stay away from it, then stay away from it, baby, because it might mess up your head. It might mess up it might totally calcify your pineal gland. We don't It's an experiment. And I tell them, I'm not going to allow you to experiment on me. Are you crazy? I'm going to call my lawyer. That's the first thing I would say. If they ever showed up with a needle at my house, I'd say, oh no, 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 you can't make that decision for me. I'm going to call my lawyer. But the first lawyer I'm going to call is my aunt and Lilith. I like working with them. So don't even worry about that. Don't even get yourself worked up. Try not to. The people that had to take it, I wish them well and healing, but you just never know what problems, what side effects. And they're not saying anything. They're just going along with an agenda. They're not addressing what the public is asking them to address, which is the agenda. They ain't said nothing about that. They not even denying it or confirming it. Mm-hmm. It's going to remain a choice. Don't worry about that, y'all. That's why I was saying, and then also a few years ago, I was telling y'all that they were encouraging people to start businesses. They were. If this, the world and money would still go round, whether or not you have a job or start a business. A job is considered to be a codependency in a sense, because I've seen people, I've worked with clients that just got sick and ill from working with their bosses and people at the job and people catching stuff at the job. See, it's all spiritual, all of it, you know. You can actually ask Saint Raphael to help you. Um, I think the whole and you know, I did a live talking about this several months ago and telling y'all to do the brews on your stove. BREWS. Boil your herbs. Boil some lemons. Boil some onions. Boil some garlic. Will completely clean the air in your house. But it's not just that. It's not just that. It's also who is leaving me a nasty message talking about get help? What the hell? I got help. I got plenty of help. Trust me. They sitting right here with me. And without your crown chakra, you can't really get what the universe is giving to you. Okay? I think it's just like the flu shot that makes people catch the flu. And I never took a flu shot. Not one time ever have I taken a flu shot. I wouldn't do it. What's the point? You take the shot to get the flu. You get the flu. And they'll say, oh, well, that's because the antibodies. Yeah, but we've all had the flu. And the Toyota Corolla showed up in 2012, y'all. Go look it up on Wikipedia. It actually first surfaced in 2012, which was almost 10 years ago. Okay. And I do not contend with that because the whole thing was a medical experiment anyway. It's just, it's very, very, very sad. And it could be related to what they are putting in the water as well. Definitely, you want to be careful with drinking tap water. And this is the reason why spirits prefer for you to bathe, because if you take a spiritual bath versus a shower, unless you have a filter in your home, you can actually transform that water. Those herbs will remove the toxicities out of the water. Okay. Spiritually, anything meaning to do you any harm. So the last time I checked, they were putting rat poison in the damn water. And nobody ever said anything about that. So it could be a direct relation, because I was watching some stuff about either London or something. It's a channel called Absolute History, and they actually had a breakout over there over in England before they upgraded their sewer systems. Did y'all know that? Like, people was breathing in feces all the time because their sewer system was subpar. Okay, and they ended up getting a virus. So I think it's got something to do with the sewer systems as well. But I feel that a lot of you guys have the ability to adapt. Right now, it is all about adaptability. Okay, when it comes to that. And yeah, I think it's sick. Why are you putting rat poison in the water? Why would you do that? To lower your life expectancy. It's ripped up. It's messed up. But when you boil something, when you get something at a certain temperature, I would, if I were going to drink tap water, I would boil it and pray over it. That's what I would do. And if I'm ever taking a shower, my intent for the water that's coming out is that when it is touching my body, it is not harming my body. So it's all about your mind, because that's how they control you, through your mind. And as long as you got your mind made up, and then they're also moving people from different realities. They are. They're moving people from this reality to another reality. And as long as you haven't given up on this reality, you okay. But back to what I was saying. They broke, I broke a cycle that I was set up in, and a lot of you, white or black, race has nothing to do with it. It's instead, people, to be mean, they kind of use racism, you know what I'm saying? And I was just explaining to somebody earlier, like, you can't emotionally get upset about that. Please stop getting upset. That's why they're saying it, to get you upset. So if you know that a person has an intent to upset you, then don't let them, especially when they don't mean nothing to you. If it's somebody they care about, I'd be like, well, why are you working with the oppressors or whatever? But if it's somebody you don't care about, it's like, well, you know what? God bless you. God bless you. That's what I say. I reflect love back on whatever that is. God bless you. I will put you in the hands of God. And you do have to get to that point. You do. At some point, you have to get to that point, because God is in control of that. You know, Ziana, I may have to block you. You saying I need to, let me get this straight. You said I need to do bestiality to find out what experiment? Because I may have to block you. I've been kind of suspecting that you a troll, Ziana. Tell me what's going on with the bestiality thing. You're kind of freaking out a couple of my viewers. They kind of like, what is she talking about? What's up with the whole all of a sudden bestiality? That is not a modern sex relationship. Okay, but I'm asking you just to see where your spirits are at. Like, what are you trying to say, that I need to do bestiality? Because what the hell? Okay. I'm not gonna block you. I figure you're, because I'm not afraid of you, but chill out on that, because you're kind of freaking people out with that. Seriously. Kind of freaking people out with that, boo. Okay. Because that stuff been heavily on your mind for the longest, and you way off the subject. You wouldn't be trying to derail my show, would you? Uh when you think about it, it's stupid anyway, because I feel like it may be a past life regression too. So there was a time frame when women were heavily oppressed. This is not what's good for the babies. It's not what's good for families, whether or not they're single parent homes or double parent homes, or if it's one or two. That's not good for the babies. We're all human. We all deserve a fair shake, and that's how spirit sees it. Well, I think that'll probably be like a small percentage of people. I do notice that oh, I know what you're talking about, Ziana. There is a person that they were talking about recently that was married to an animal. Did you see that? So I see exactly what you're saying. Um, yeah, I think it's all about attention. I think that they have been doing a lot of things within politics just to get our attention, just to get us focused on politics. And it's nothing wrong with that. You know, I found out that I needed to get more into politics. But when I got into it, it seemed to have lowered my energy. So I will say that. So, but I think it also could have something to do with spirit calling you to duty to pay attention to the laws that are being set in the land. Okay. So I think that's deep and that is important. And I think, but I think you should not give your emotion to it. Just kind of be like Sigmund Freud. You got to have a Freudian attitude towards it. You know what I'm saying? You got to say, well, there is God, and then you just move on. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like that. Okay, God is good. Hello, hit that thumbs up if God is good. I'm just saying, and they can't argue with you. Nobody, let me tell you something. God loves you no matter what your spiritual belief is. No matter what your race is, no matter how tall you are, no matter how skinny or fat you are, God loves you. Okay. So that's all you need to know and try to connect with that through the crown chakra. Okay. Stimulate your crown. Are you guys anointing your heads? Got to do it. And then burn ancestor money, because I'm doing it for the circle right now. For some reason, the energy is very, very perplexing. I think that males do have a tendency to be oppressive, but that's not what we're dealing with. Male oppression is really not that big of a deal because we oppress the hell out of these men. If it was up to them, they could go out, they could have 1,000 lovers a day. So when men try to oppress us in some kind of way, it's kind of like you still got to put your big girl panties on. And you got to say, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing because you'd like to be out there slanging penis everywhere, but I won't let you. So we took that aspect away from them. And so, it did create some struggle. And it's a good thing that women are doing that. It's, in my opinion, probably because I come from a bird that mates for life, you know, and because I get, it's probably just my nature. I'm a crab. I get attached. So I like being with one person. I'm more of a romanticizable type of person. So yeah. For anyway, though, I got my floating candles today, guys. They're so pretty. So I think I'm gonna go down there and do that in a little bit. It's only 9:30. Um, that's what they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that God is good. It ain't even about Jamila being great. Fuck Jamila. It ain't even about me. I'm not narcissistic. I am a messenger of God. I am a messenger of the spirits, and I kind of specialize in breaking negative cycles for people such as poverty and sickness because I'm a healer. When it comes to money, it's all about healing. The saying, your health is your wealth. So, we don't deal in that kind of stuff. In fact, men and women can benefit from my services. And it's God is good. God is good. You understand me? And I'm talking about the source, the most high. That's who I deal with. And we don't really look at high or low because everything that affects above projects below everything. So above is controlling below. So it don't even matter. Just, we're going to, man, and a lot of people fell right into it, but it depends because I remember when I was confused and I was in my 20s and it took me a while to catch on. I was kind of known for being very slow, probably because I was so tied up in nature and my own nature too. So sometimes you got to step outside of your own nature and experience the world for what it is. And when you can be okay with that, when you can rise above that, then it's all gravy. Okay. So I would say trust. Trust is so important. It is. I swear, when you're doing anything in every day of life, like there are going to be those scary moments sometimes. I feel that we go through what we go through for a reason. Because a lot of us, even a lot of us spiritual workers, we are meant to do something. And I discovered a new gift that I had, of course, with the help of a witchy friend. She's so sweet. Um, I owe this lady so much. I'm gonna send her a cash app. She know who I'm talking to too. I love you, girl. You are so sweet. Mwah. Oh man, helped me breathe better. I mean, just an amazing person, and I had to experience that to know how to help other people. I think we both learned something together. So, cheers to her. Cause y'all, it's this movie called The Invisible Man. Oh my goodness gracious. Y'all gotta see that movie. It's crazy. It looks like a ghost movie, but it's actually not a ghost movie. But that's a very good movie. It has kind of its boring moments, so it's one of those scary movies that you can watch late at night. Maybe while you having a cup of coffee or something right before you go to sleep. If you are late, if you like to go to bed late, because I am a woman of the night. I love to be up at nighttime. I do, but not too late. Like y'all, this morning my ass was up until like 10:30 this morning. I was like, what the hell? But I learned so much, and so I don't lie. Like I think also they want to make me look like a liar. I don't lie. Hell, my clients can contact my landlord and pay my rent directly. Shit, if you don't believe me, hell, let me give you let me give you their number. Okay, you call them and just pay it, because a lot of my rituals are, people when people come to me, they're either getting a hex removal for themselves or either they're getting a gin hex removal. Hell, but yeah, the whole point is no, you're gonna pay me directly. The point is that I did break that cycle and it feels so good because you almost have like a reunion with yourself, and it just feels good when you like don't ever let nobody convince you that you didn't accomplish something. That's just like they're trying to rewrite what happened. And it's not even about energy harvesting, it's about healing. A lot of y'all you just healing. That's what you do. You healing, you're healing. Healing can be hard. It can be, but at some point you're going to have to, because especially if you have like big plans in life, like you got dreams and stuff, don't ever give up on your dreams. Make your dreams a reality. That's what I did. And I have faith in self as well as God, goddess, if you want to call God goddess. I have faith. When you are able to walk in that faith, then you're not scared, then you're not sick, and then you're not feeling all tight and pressed. You can release it and let it go, is what you can do. Mm-mm-mm. You don't want to do this necessarily when you're a little too drunk, but you can. It's going to be a crazy, crazy out of this world experience. Over here in Georgia, you lay down in the grass, you're going to get a bunch of mosquitoes biting you, which is a blessing to me. It's all a fucking blessing. Those mosquitoes was blessing the fuck out of me. And giving me antibodies. It's almost like when you, and I do know that there's certain flus or whatever that can come with them, but they're healing you. Anyway, lay down in the grass completely and see. That's why now normally when you're in a snowy area, we can do that when snow is on the ground. That's even better. Making a snow angel to where your body, your chest, your face, everything is facing upward to the sky, and then your butt, your spine, your back, your lungs, even the back of your head, um your brain stem is touching the grass. This will bring you ultimate balance. It will. Especially if you do it, you just do it. Like, especially, okay, when it comes to your spiritual baths, instead of waiting until it gets real bad to just take your spiritual bath when you're doing good, that's going to charge you to even more, be more stronger. If you just wait to take your cleansing baths when you feeling like shit, then you ain't going to never manifest nothing. Okay. Not me. Not me, Zion. I don't have those kind of traumas. If I, are you talking about bestiality still, sweetie? Nah, not for me. I'm a child of Lilith, though. No, it ain't, Ziana. If I walk in on my man or my husband screwing another person, I'm probably, oh God, I'll probably have to descend into another reality. I'll have to completely disconnect myself because I might, oh God, it may end up being a crime of passion. But if I just randomly accidentally walk in on somebody else that I'm not in love with having sex, I'm going to smile and be like, oops, I'm sorry. Let me close the door and start laughing. Now, if it's sex that's traumatic, like, and I'm talking about traumatic sex to where the person doesn't want it. Like, if you want it, if that's what you wanted and you experienced it, then, and if the energy is good. But Ziana, you must have walked in on something that shouldn't have been done, because when it comes to man, and especially if it's a man and a woman, men typically do bring negative energy. When it flows into the woman, she's transcending that energy. Now, the concern comes in when you think about if the negative, if you're actually transmuting that energy, which separates you from being just a regular person to being a divine feminine. Okay, so women are the key. We hold the key inside of our bodies. And that's why men become drawn to that, because they need that healing energy. Okay, they do. And so do we, because that's kind of our job. That's why a lot of you women get fixer uppers. They all fixer uppers, every last one of them. If a woman tells you that he's not, women every day, women have to use divine feminine manipulation and witchcraft on men. We do, because they may come home from work or after a hard day, and they'll be talking to you about the hard day that they had, and how hard it was. And as a woman, it is your job to be nurturing to them and to say, okay, I'm gonna fix you something to eat. make you feel better because eating grounds you. If a man comes home and there's no food cooking, then he's not going to feel like he's at home. So women are supposed to provide that female nurturing to a man, because that is, especially when it comes to the kitchen, which is, she got something cooking, something smelling good. If you throw some garlic and onion in it, it's going to be healing, for he's going to sense healing, that savoriness of onion and garlic and thyme and fennel seed or cucumber seed or whatever it is that you're cooking. Okay. Even if it's something Cajun, that spice will clear out and then he's focused. So he's focused on eating the food that you cooked for him, and he's focusing on making love to you. And so you have to understand that when you sense that negative energy coming from them, it's you can't be scared, especially if it's a man that you love. You can't be scared of that, because he's carrying stuff on him that he picked up. So as a divine feminine, you are very powerful. But a lot of women don't realize that they're scared of it. So the first time a man says anything to them, and see, when I was in my 20s, I didn't know this. So I was actually I don't know if y'all saw my other channel. I hope nobody's mad at me. You know, about the hauntings and stuff like that. And oh, well, Ziana, you need a cleanse, baby. Do you have entities raping you? Because if you feel that you have entities raping you, then more than likely they are. Some people, if they don't respond to my treatments, then I'm going to assume that it's something that they need to go on the journey themselves, because you can get rid of those entities, honey. I did it one cleanse at a time. I had many, many entities attached to me 5 years, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. They had me totally oppressed. And they want you oppressed so that they can feed off of you. The interdimensionals is who y'all need to be worrying about too. Okay, y'all just letting them float about. Yeah, don't do that. The ancient Egypts, they knew a lot about death and funeral rites and stuff like that, and what to do with spirits that may be malevolent. So, you know, and everybody has attachments. Everybody, when it comes to love, and a lot of people say, well, I don't want to experience that, I don't want to go through that, and you don't have to. I know that my mother, she spent the last 20 years of her life single and alone. And I don't think it was good for her personally. I think that it made her very nervous. I think it's what gave her her nervous condition. Because my father, um, he is who he is. She didn't really trust or feel like she could depend on my father. So, you know, okay, we have a real live troll in the chat room. Okay. So, um, I think that people that are coming for you in that way. And to answer that person's question, I don't have an OnlyFans, hon. Let's get on that real quick because I kind of drew a blank. I don't have an OnlyFans. And if I had one, it would be strictly to possibly do semi-nude rituals to wear, because if I'm wearing like maybe some lingerie or something like that, but that thing would cost you about 500 a month. I would charge 599.99 for something like that. It wouldn't be cheap. It wouldn't be $20, $14, $10. Nah. So it would make no sense for me to have an OnlyFans. I think it could possibly increase your following on YouTube. I think I would do it for that. I don't think it's anything wrong with a woman, um, kind of, as far as, you know, but it would depend, that's something that I'm kind of a kept woman. I don't think that my future husband would want me doing things like that. But then again, he would actually possibly be okay with it, depending on, I don't know, that goes back to Indecent Proposal. Did y'all ever see that movie? Like, that man was tore the fuck up. Woody Harrelson, he was tore up from the fucking flow up. He tried to stop her at the last minute oh my God, I think I might watch that movie tonight. When she went all off with what's his name, and he wasn't even like, he was like one of the, like, if it was Robert De Niro or somebody with a freaking you know what I'm saying, but the person that they used just wasn't like. And so she's going up in this plane, this private jet with him, and Woody Harrelson is on the ground waving, going, no, don't do it. Like, he agreed to it, but then at the last minute he changed his mind, but he was too late. And it tore their relationship up, but they eventually got back together. Which I think it's a fantasy anyway. Unless it is men out there that are really actually want a woman bad enough to say, hey, I'll pay you $1 million to sleep with your wife. I think that if I were a man and somebody told me that, I'd say, that ain't enough. But they were struggling financially. So, y'all remember that movie with Demi Moore? I like Demi Moore. I love me some Demi Moore. So, Ziana, don't be getting all nasty in the chat room. That person is just showing their sexual, they're turned on by the conversation. Basically, it's, I must be unblocking their chakras or something. I don't know. Evidently, this very stimulating conversation is stimulating them. So we ain't got to get raunchy. They're just they're being stimulated. Uh, anyway, so it feels good to break cycles like that and strongholds, and there's been times when, yeah, I have faced hard times, and you don't have to, you can broaden your horizons. And, a lot of people that, leveled up around the same time that I did, you may be experiencing some problems, but you know what? It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? Stay close to your spirit, your ancestors, see what messages they have for you. Um, and figure out the solutions to the problems. And a lot of the times the solution is witchcraft, because there's people out there that need jobs and can't find them. Okay, it's a lot of people out there. They down on their luck and they wondering why. There was a man that just recently committed suicide. He just recently committed suicide. He's a single father of three, and he committed suicide. He recorded a video right before he committed suicide, and he was so down and out about not being able to support his family, and he took that choice. And you know what? It's not up to me to judge. That's up for God's judgment, honestly. But I wish his family well, his children, for him to feel that there were no other way out, or to feel like you're alone and no one loves you and no one cares about you. That can get extremely hard. I went through it for 4 years. I had people that was in my life that were a wonderful inspiration. Um, Family and certain friends, and made it through all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, hell, all of us to be honest with you, all of us wish that we had like about, just a very, very large sum of money, but it ain't about necessarily the money. It's about how you feel, because even to manifest that amount of money, you have to be in a certain synergy. You have to be in a certain energetic wavelength to even do that. And yeah, a lot of us are being tested. Oh my God. Let me test your faith in me. I don't know why the Most High does that, but it's just her way. And I think that the harder it is, the harder your faith is being tested by the Most High. Okay, especially when spirits is giving you the confirmation, they're giving you they're letting you know, no, this is your path. Stay on it. Have faith in me. Trust me. If they're telling you that. Now, unless you're on a really unrighteous path, such as trying to curse witches and stuff like that, you got to be careful with doing stuff like that. Honestly, and the healers and the people, the empaths and stuff, you got to be careful with doing that. Okay. And I think that people that do that, I think that it's all about their fear of their own power. So they have a love hate relationship with their power. A lot of people that watch me have a love hate relationship with their own personal power. So I had to tap into my personal power to overcome that. But I wasn't able to until I was able to clear a lot of the shit and the programming and the fucking negativity and the oppression. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's not even an insult to men either. I'd like that spirit of that energy to go the hell on too, because that's why the men are acting like that. These men deep down, they think very highly of you. And so they are testing the waters too. Everybody around you is testing you, especially God, and it trickles down like, it does. But we don't want to trickle, we want to flood. Okay. When we're dealing with God, the Most High, we're dealing, like, for me, it's a beam of light. It's not a trickle. It's a beam. It's very bright and you see it, and it's no mistaking it. Okay. And I ain't no damn Nino Brown. No, I didn't do it by myself. I had a lot of support. And you can't forget the support system either, because yeah, God provided you with people that supported you on that. So even when I think back at the people I may that I may have fallen out with, hell, they supported me too. So, and when you can come with that, then that's when you are releasing a lot of shit that does you no good. Oh, I'm mad about this. I'm mad about that. Well, you know what? Try not to be mad. Try to release that. Release the regret and the guilt. It's sometimes it's just life. Sometimes shit happens, you know? So I didn't plan on being here this long. So I'm going to wrap this up. But yeah, I did that. I did that. I sure did. I overcame that. And I'm overcoming something now. The third stage. I'm overcoming that now. And I see that very clearly. Very clearly is what my spirit guides are telling me. You are being tested. You have to find out in you what you are supposed to be doing about that. It has nothing to do with other people. It's all about what I do personally at my altar for myself. And when I'm doing the spiritual work and the layers of that onion are constantly being pulled back. Okay. And so that is the lesson. And that is when you're about to level up. Sometimes when you at your most down and out, that's when a gateway is opening. That's when it may be happening. So I've seen a lot of people, a lot of y'all throw away y'all blessings. And so Spirit wants me to do an ancestor reading. They do have an all-in-one ancestor reading for y'all. What have your ancestors done for you so far? Because they are speaking to you, especially around this time. What have they done for you? Have they did good things for you or bad things for you, and then why? So we're gonna do that reading probably tomorrow for the channel. I highly encourage y'all to get in my Sam Hain or Sal Wayne or Old Hallows Eve circle. We have an amazing circle. We have so many people already that are in it, and and we just doing the damn thing. Okay. And so you can either join by my website, you can join through Cashapp, Venmo, or Zelle. And my Zelle info is below in the video description box. What's coming up for this week for the circle is pumpkin carvings, apple work. I've been having a really hard time finding ruby red apples, and I don't know if what the frick is going on with that. Um, I'm probably going to order some off of Amazon because Amazon is like a grocery store. They have like a pantry, and I think they deliver within 2 hours or something. So I'm going to find some ruby red apples, but I did get some very, very red um, apples. I wasn't really happy with the redness of them, but and then I paid way too much because it wasn't what I wanted, but that's okay though, because I think that they are going to end up being a blessing in disguise. There's a reason why I ended up with these apples, but I do want some of those deep, deep red apples. And so I'm gonna get some of those this week. And so we're doing a lot of seeding right now. That's what the ancestors are doing. They're feeding us and we're feeding them. So make sure that y'all get in the circle. Or if you want to do that on your own, you can. Um, we've got some extra stuff. I'm going to do another cleanse for the second round of people that join because I've had people join since I've done our cleansing bottle, and y'all should. Oh God, I got to show y'all what manifested in that fucking bottle. Oh my God. In fact, I'm gonna go downstairs in a little bit here because it's still early. It's only 10 o'clock. And I'm gonna show y'all that along with the floating candle, just universal love to the circle, to everybody in the circle. So we're gonna be doing that. and a few here. And so the next go round, I'll do a bottle for y'all too. Um, and then we're going to be doing some love and money work this week. Okay, with the ancestors. Because some of y'all got very rich and powerful ancestors. And then some of y'all have ancestors that y'all have many of them. Some of y'all have ancestors that were not necessarily rich, but they were powerful healers. Okay. But then again, some of y'all do have malevolent spirit attachments. I'm not even going to lie to you. You got to get those out of the way. And y'all wouldn't believe what materialized in that damn bottle. I got to get that bottle out of my house. And spirit, like, now you gonna have to put that in some kind of body of water. You gonna have to clear that out, So I did have a talk with Yemiya, and she was telling me, she was saying, it's okay for you to put things in my waters because that's what it's for. And I'm powerful enough to, deal with that. So I actually had a heart to heart with Yemiya as well as Oya. And so I am going to go to my lake that's less than a mile from my home and toss it in there. I haven't been to the lake since I moved in, which was last March. And so I'm overdue, even though it's not like a huge lake and I don't really have the best access to it. I actually have a video up when I had first moved into my home. And so y'all can go and look at that one. But, that's one of the things that we're going to be doing for the circle. And then also they said you do have the option of burying it, but it needs to go. I feel like it's got to almost be like a, floating in water, because water is constantly moving, but so is earth. Earth is constantly moving. But water is very cleansing. Okay. So we're doing cleansing work for the circle, which has been very powerful so far, especially when it comes to malevolent spirits and stuff like that. So, and that's what we're into over here is being progressive. There's nothing wrong with being progressive. Don't feel bad about your accomplishments either. Don't feel bad about wanting the things that you want. Why not? It's a desire, and the things that you want is not necessarily the sin. The sin is not knowing how to get what you want. That's the sin. That's terrible. Okay. All right, y'all. I will see y'all in a little bit when I take my butt downstairs. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And if you are somebody that desires to level up, upgrade your life, just understand that witchcraft can do a lot for you. It's done a lot for me. It broke, in fact, doing generational untyings and unbindings, um, which are a lot of us have similar. It's a lot of it's that's why it's very similar circumstances for some of us, depending on your ancestry. Oh, another thing we're going to be doing this week is we're going to be making the spirits some chitlins. So be prepared for miracles. Okay. So I'm going to actually show y'all how to clean some chitlins too. We're going to do the chitlins this week. I'm going to show y'all how to properly clean them. When I make my chitlins, you don't smell no boo-boo. Just smell like chitlins, intestines, which is actually a very nutrient dense aspect of the pig. And so they say pigs are foul. I saw something on Facebook. Uh, I don't agree. The pig is no more filthy than any other animal. But animals carry good bacteria for us too, by the way. That's how they derive the stuff for our stomachs and stuff. A lot of the, because I take a probiotic, but eating those chitlins. So when we make those offerings of the chitlins, I haven't. You talking about the green goddess smoothies? I'll do that. I thought I had a video up on that. How you doing, Prince of Presents? I ain't seen you in a minute. I trust that you're doing well. Um, Back to because a lot of y'all have an aversion to chitlins. That's why you need people like me. Because I'm not afraid to touch them. I'm not afraid to cleanse them. I'm not squeamish. Be prepared for miracles this week. Soon as those chitlins come to the dough, ancestors love you, and our ancestors are very powerful. The African Americans, the Jews, the all races that have suffered from that, but especially African American. But all of our ancestors ate the whole pig. They didn't waste no part of that damn pig. They didn't. They didn't waste none of the animal. They ate the hoof. They ate the shit. They even did stuff with the teeth. So, of the animal. So, the ancestors, they want those chitlins. And so we're going to be making offerings, okay, to the ancestors on that. And chitlins are a delicacy. You don't just sit and eat a whole bunch of them. You get you a little saucer, you get you some mustard, and you get you some hot sauce. That's how you eat them. But it depends on who cooking them. Because I done been to folk house and they cooking chitlins and they ain't cleaned them good enough because they smell just like shit. And ancestors don't like that. They'll keep you poor. You gotta know how to clean them damn chitlins. My ancestors taught me how to clean chitlins. You gotta pull that membrane, that part that held the poop. You gotta clear that away. It's a film that peels right off. A lot of people just think, oh, I'm just gonna pull this off, any curds or whatever that I see. No, 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 no. Okay. Y'all, I bet it did, Prince of Oh God, they love that. They love it. And our African ancestors that were slaves, these were very powerful people. What you thought? You thought they didn't have no power just because they were slaves? Are you kidding me? They just did what they had to do to freaking survive. They didn't want to get killed. So they like, why you think I'm weak just because I was a slave? Oh, I'll show you how strong I am. Respect me. I martyred myself for you. I died for you. So that's a very serious thing. Don't you disrespect those slave ancestors. Don't you show them respect. So they gonna love it. We're gonna have some malls up in there. And we're gonna do the damn thing with some cornbread and some I'm gonna make some greens too because they like greens. Okay, our ancestors loved them collard greens. Okay, just don't cook no turnips with them. If you cook turnips, women shouldn't really cook turnips because turnips will turn men away from you. They'll turn your men away from you. Okay, so I stopped cooking and eating turnips. In fact, just eat a potato. Just if you want a turnip type texture, just chop up some potatoes, peel them and chop them up and put them in your greens. That they'll absorb all of the flavor. Okay, don't no woman need to be cooking no turnips. Look it up. And I love the way turnips taste, but that's a curse. I would never buy a turnip for my house. They look pretty. They got that purple on them. That'll turn men away from you cooking turnips. Okay. So we're gonna make greens with some we're gonna put some bacon in it. We're gonna put some kind of pork or turkey. I like to put a smoked turkey uh bone in there, or either, a ham bone. Them ham bones are good for greens. So, and we'll also, before the end, because this is the witch's new year, okay? Very important for y'all to understand that the group is setting our intent for 2022, which actually starts November the 1st of 2021. Okay, so y'all gonna start seeing readings for January 2022, from me at least, because I'm buckling down and getting back into the groove. My channel was really popular. It was popping because I had shit up in advance and people loved it. Because it's good, especially for witches and people that are into the occult, which a lot of people are. They just don't really talk about it too much, because people look at you like, that's that damn devil. And it's like, well, it ain't all the devil. Like, why is it all the devil? So we'll be making black-eyed peas, which will bring us good luck and abundance, with homemade cornbread. Spirit don't want no Jiffy, but they will take it. They'll take Jiffy. Okay, but that homemade cornbread is what they want. And then also we're going to make them breakfast. Our ancestors, especially the Native American ones, they liked hoe cakes. They call them hoe cakes. Okay, it's basically a cornmeal pancake that you fry in bacon grease, or any kind of bacon grease is traditional because it tastes the best. So we're going to be doing all of that for the spirits. They love that stuff. Okay, and they just want to offer in. You don't have to have plates and plates of food because they want you to eat it, but they just want you to understand that they, and guess what? The life expectancy for our ancestors was well over 150 years old, 200 years old. They saying that the life expectancy is 65. Okay, or lower. And they'll tell us, oh, that food that y'all were eating was killing you, but why did our ancestors live for hundreds and hundreds of years? And that's what they ate. Oh, we got to do it for the animals. We can't be cruel to the animals. You must not know. And I'm not even going to get into it because I don't want to trigger anybody. Because right now I'm working with a client that has been severely damaged from veganism and processed food of veganism. Oh, I'm going to go get some Morning Star nuggets, chicken nuggets. Please don't eat that crap. I'd rather you just eat a chicken. The chicken would rather you eat the chicken. The chicken's like, what? Would you want to eat me? Am I not worthy of being eaten? I'd rather you eat that than that plastic. Oh God, they need to throw all that whole vegan out. They need to throw that in the garbage. Just burn it. What the? No. Oh, I'm doing something good for my body. I'm eating a highly processed plastic piece of meat that's not meat. Oh God, the animals are even pissed off about that. They like, what in the world? Because animals are actually here to sacrifice for you. That's why if you have a dog and you got somebody throwing negative energy at you, your dog will absorb it. Your cats will absorb it. So it's a disconnect from what is, and people that are disconnected from that, they got a hard road to recovery. Because I'd rather you eat some bone. Actually, by the way, bone broth, they sell it in the grocery stores. It's actually very good for you. Liver, pancreas, heart, all of these parts of the animals that sell out first at the farms and stuff. People go down there, they get them hearts, they get them brains, they get them livers, they get them pancreases. Okay, those people are the most healthy. Okay, the beef tongue is good for you too. Okay, so it's a reality that either you're gonna suffer from or grow from. Okay. And so, I wouldn't advise eating processed foods like that, too much at all. Try to get things in their natural raw form as possible. Like as far as raw milk, see, they outlawed that, and this is a problem. But the milk that you get in the grocery stores, buy it. I drink milk every single day. A lot of y'all can't drink milk. It's something that you have to heal from, I think, because the cow is very sacred. The milk from the cow. Now, if you can't actually drink milk, then eat the cow. You'll still get the same benefits. Milk is one of the most nutrient dense foods that you can eat or drink. Yes. I like fried hearts, the chicken hearts and the beef hearts. Yeah. So, and hamburger meat is actually very nutrient dense. A lot of people say, oh, don't eat that. They processed that. They did some of that. You got to know kitchen witchery. When you putting your salt and your pepper on your food, you are consecrating it. Now, some people smoke their food out too. I don't do that. I use the salt and the pepper. Salt, pepper, that consecrates the food. Hello, I'm consecrating this food. When you put it in, you ain't got to say it. This is just what you're doing. That's kitchen witchery. You think that the witches back in the day announced everything they did? Okay, I'm going to pour this salt on here for, unless you were instructing somebody, when you're teaching kids how to cook. But, our parents, when they did it, they didn't really tell us why we was putting that salt and pepper on there. But the older you get, you start to realize that. You say, okay, I put this salt on here, whether or not it's a little or a lot. You don't want to use too much. And the pepper will banish out all negative things and things of that nature. Um, garlic, onion, those things are antibiotics. Those things are not just antibiotics, but they are also destroyers of bacteria and viruses. You should always keep garlic in your house. Otherwise, you'll get sick. Now, my aunt, who is a spirit guide of mine, she wants me to make some chicken noodle soup. My mother, she's more of the dangerous ancestor. She wants fritters, which are very high in fat. And so my auntie's like, no, we want her to make some chicken noodle soup. My aunt and my mother, they commingle quite a bit in the spirit realm. And my aunt typically wins because she's such a powerful spirit. And so my mother's like, dang, I want some fritters. And she's like, no, Sherry, you need to eat healthier than that. So when my aunt was alive, she would make this chicken noodle soup homemade. Okay. She would make homemade chicken noodle soup. You can use wings in it. You can use thighs in it. You can use a whole chicken. I prefer to use a whole chicken in its whole form. And so, you know, or either Cornish hen soup. That's good too. But that chicken noodle soup with them carrots and celery, garlic and onion is what we use. A little bit of celery, salt, chicken broth. Um, very, very simple and not very costly way of feeding your family a nutrient dense meal that is also going to heal you of viruses and things of that nature. Okay. And you should eat that food even when you're not sick, because by the time you're sick, you ain't gonna feel like getting up and cooking up homemade. You should eat that before you get sick, and you should do it around the fall time. Okay, so before this month of October is out, we're gonna make food and dishes that our ancestors loved, and so that we can eat it as well ourselves to heal ourselves with the food. Okay. And yes, vegetables. I love carrots. I love celery. Carrots and celery, a very, very good balance when you think about it. It's food can be medicine and it can taste good at the same time. Okay, baking an apple pie is very, very sacred. That's why we make apple pies. We make pumpkin pies. Because the apple is going to bring you blessings and healing, and even though a lot of people say, well, the pie crust ain't healthy, it's got butter in it. Well, since when is butter not healthy? I mean, as long as you just not all day eating 10 damn pies a day, you can have you some damn a freaking piece of apple pie with some damn alamode on top of it. To me, that's health food. And you ain't got to be real overweight either. And if you are, so what? We still love you. Shit. Even though it's not good to be. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's body is different. So, it is what it is. But it's a lot of special occasions coming up. And as long as you are communing with your ancestors, because we're going to be communing with the ancestors far beyond Halloween. Okay. And they're going to get us through these rough winters. Okay. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Ziana, I think that there's a lot of programming when it comes to eating the pig. Pigs are worthy of being eaten. Yes, they are. Okay, I think you've got a lot of programming from that, and I'm sorry that you have that. You're welcome to eat whatever you want, but we eat pigs over here. I eat bacon. I eat sausage, pork belly. Yeah, pig's feet. Yeah, and it's all good. I'm one of the healthiest people that I know. I believe pigs provide the gut with good bacteria too. So I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that at all. I think that it comes from a religion. In fact, veganism is a religion that's also causing health problems in people. Okay. Right, right, exactly. I think that that's probably what they're talking about. But Prince of Presents, they ate deer, they ate pigs that were in fowl that they found in the wild, when you think about the early times. But yeah, farm raised to where you know what your pig has been eating, because pigs will eat anything. They'll eat anything. It's a pig. Pigs are like, why do they treat pigs like that? Like, I love pigs. I'd love to have a pet pig, but pigs will eat you. They'll eat you. Unless you've got a domesticated pig or whatever, then it might be a little bit more civilized. But you know, uh, you know, if it's farm raised, you know what it's eaten, and it hasn't eaten some kind of disease carcass out in the wild. You know. Yeah, they do. Oh, I like fried frog legs too. I can't eat no lobster, Diana. I can't eat that, but I can definitely eat some swordfish. But you know what? I think swordfish kind of gave me a little bit of reaction. I don't know, unless it was cooked in the same grease as shrimp was cooked in. That's why when I go to restaurants, I have to let them know, hey, I have an allergy to that. And I seriously have an allergy, and I don't eat the shit. I cannot eat shellfish at all. Lobster, crabs, crab legs. It looks good, it tastes good, but Jamila can't eat it. My whole damn mouth and gums be itching. Now I can eat crab if it's mixed with mayonnaise, but I wouldn't chance it with no lobster. Hell no. And I can eat oysters in the can. I would not dare try to eat a fresh oyster. Hell no. I don't want that reaction. And I've only eaten shrimp and lobster, and I did get a reaction to both, mainly the shrimp. I had a really bad reaction to that. at least 3 times. And so I'm like, yeah, I can't mess with that. But yeah, y'all have fun with that because my family, they real big on seafood. And I think I got fed it as a baby, and I think it kind of messed me up and made me create an allergy. But I was born during the 70s, so I was an experimental baby, and so my aunt, she ate a lot of lobster, a lot of crab. My family's real big on that. And so, she must have fed it to me when I was a baby. I was like a royal baby to her because, she wanted a baby and my mama had me and there I was. And so she said, I'm going to feed my baby shrimp. And I was tearing that shrimp up, but then it created an allergy later on in my life. So, now they know that you can't feed babies shrimp under the age of 1. I was eating from the time I could start eating solids, I was eating lobster and shrimp and crab legs. Okay. So, anyway, well, thank you for stopping by, you guys. I appreciate y'all chatters or whatever. I will see y'all later. Get in the circle. That's all I wanted to say. Tell y'all. Okay. And it does include a 20-minute ancestor reading, which the ancestor readings are really powerful. And I will be doing ancestor readings probably sometime tomorrow. So be on the lookout for those. And they'll just be general messages. So you can't expect, like a full reading, but, you'll get some idea of, what an ancestor reading is like. And they are very powerful. Okay. I really just did one tonight. But a lot of people, they're so programmed against or for certain things. So your ancestors are probably telling you something totally different. And you'll say, well, I don't want to listen to you because you're trying to make me do this. And the vegan said that we shouldn't do this to the animals. And then you start to get sick early and you start dying and your system starts to fucking shut down. And your ancestors will start screaming at you and they'll say, hey, I live to be, some of y'all got grandmothers, great grandmothers that live to be 200 years old. And they like, well, I ate meat and that's why you're here. And that's why I live to be 200 years old. Veganism is very trendy. Oh, I'm vegan. I'm vegan. I'm vegan. You're vegan. I'm vegan. It's a trendy thing, just like abortion. Same difference. Abortion became a trend. It was cosmopolitan to, go and have an abortion during your lunch break. So, but we all know that those things are harmful. That's why you got babies showing up in the waters. People can hear babies crying and phantasms and malevolent spirits. It's pretty bad. Okay. All right, y'all. Peace and love to y'all. See y'all later. Blessings to you all. Bye bye.